Okay. Hello and welcome to my studio. I'm gonna do a little in-depth kind of studio tour when I've like properly moved in, because I've literally only been here for a week. But I thought before that point I would end up going through all of my vlog footage from the past few months that I have filmed but have done nothing with. So sit back with a little cup of tea, make yourself comfortable, and I hope you enjoy. So my March and April were both kind of a bit of a blur. I started out March going to visit Pound Arts in Corsham. It's got a bunch of creative like hub stuff for the local community to use, and basically they reached out to me asking if I wanted to be part of their Earthly Beauty exhibition, which is going to happen in August. So I went to Corsham to have a look around at Pound Arts because I've never been there before, and then I also took the opportunity to go wander around Corsham. Now, I'm really bad at actually scheduling in time where like I go out into the world and I just be inspired by it. But it's something that like I think I'm starting to realize more and more how important it is that I do that as an artist, because I can work as hard as I want, but if I don't actually go out and see things, like I'm never going to get inspiration for any of the art that I'm doing like inside. So I went for a little walk by myself through all of Corsham. I went walking through what used to be the old, I think, hunting grounds in Corsham, and there they have a bunch of cleared land, but they also had a bunch of trees which had lots of crows nesting in them. Honestly, from that point on, I've kind of been a bit obsessed with crows. I think that they are so funny. I think that when they like hop about and when they get like annoyed at something, you can kind of tell all the feathers on their neck kind of like poof up, and I just think they're so funny and they're so expressive, and like they're everywhere when you start to like actually look out for them. They're just really lovely birds. I've also had the pleasure of working with a really cool charity over the last few months called House of Imagination. It's a Somerset-based charity and they have like a bunch of other smaller projects, one of them being Forest of the Imagination, which is a yearly event that happens in Bath, which is basically a festival for all ages celebrating nature and getting people involved in nature. So it's really my jam, and I've been developing a little project for Forest for the past couple of months. Okay, it is 10 o'clock in the morning and I've driven to the Wiltshire scrap store. It's a whole shop apparently filled with, I think, scrap essentially from businesses that people aren't using anymore. So it's like a big reuse, reduce, recycle scheme. But we are here today to pick up some materials for our Forest of the Imagination workshop that we're going to be developing and running. Trying to keep an open mind about what materials we're going to use, because I don't know yet. We kind of think we're looking for some fabric maybe, and then some fishing nets, but I don't know. We'll see what it's like. I've never been here before, so it's exciting. From the scrap store, we ended up taking like, I think it was like 11 bags of just recycled like yarn and wool and fabric, and honestly that place was absolutely mad. Like they had like all of the decoration from like every single fete it seems that's happened in the local area in the past 20 years. It had like huge buckets full of just like random like plastic bits and fabric. It had a whole box full of old maps, one of which I bought. I have to show you. I got this map from there as well, the English Lakes Northwest Sheep, and I got it just because I was really drawn to, you might have guessed it, the crow picture on the front. I just think it's such a beautiful illustration and I just really loved it. I mean, the map itself looks really cool as well, but I'm not gonna lie, I mostly got it for the illustration. Hello. It's been a couple of days since I've last spoken to you, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a life update. So I realised filming all the stuff this week, collecting stuff from the scrap store, I didn't really explain why I was collecting a bunch of fabric and stuff from the scrap store. The basic plan at the moment is to basically be making a
temperate rainforest floor. So if you don't know, in the UK we have temperate rainforests. We are like one of the few places in the whole world which has this type of biome, but it's an incredibly rare biome, and we used to have basically a third of the world's amount of it, specifically in the UK. But obviously, because of agriculture and cutting down trees and stuff like that, we now have less than 1% of this incredibly precious biome left. Now, we say that there's less than 1% left, but part of that statistic is due to the fact that we honestly don't know where all of these little pockets of rainforest are, and we suspect that there is actually a lot more of this biome out there than we actually know about. So in this workshop, we're gonna be trying to make almost like a woven forest floor that has all of the indicator species that you might find if you're out and about and you stumble across a temperate rainforest. For example, if there is a woodland near you that has the presence of a lot of the indicator species of temperate rainforest, for example, certain species of moss, lichens and ferns, or if it has an abundance of these things, you may very well have a little patch of temperate rainforest near you. So part of our workshop is to make this forest floor of different types of lichen and ferns and moss so that people can recognize these species a little bit more. But we're just gonna have to see basically how the workshop goes.
Actually, you're gonna hear me talking to myself. I'm just filming a video, so please ignore me.
Weirdo.
Weirdo! Are you saying I'm cringe?
A little bit.
Slay! I did also manage to do some fun stuff this month. I dipped my toes into ceramics. I love ceramics so much. I've been doing ceramics with some of my friends who are ceramicists, and they've been teaching me how to like make a coiled mug and stuff like that. And I also made this little, I'm just gonna show you all the stuff that I've made. I made this little shrine that I still need to paint, and I've just been loving doing it. So I made a mug, a huge mug covered in nasturtiums that's still currently waiting to come out of the kiln. It's been an ongoing process for a couple of months, which, damn ceramicist, your work takes fucking forever. Jesus Christ, well done. And I also got a chance to hang out with friends, have some nice times. You know, it is good. Rest is good, guys. We should be doing more rest.
Will you go? I see you go.
So the big scary project that I had at the end of this month, and very exciting, but also very scary, was Lore and Land. So basically Lore and Land was an exhibition that me and 3 other artists, all interested in nature, folklore, the occult, rural customs, came together and put on this exhibition, which was held at Walcott Chapel. It was very scary, very out of my comfort zone, not something that I've done before, but honestly, one of the most rewarding experiences that I think I've done so far in my career as an artist. I think the whole experience was such a blur, and I'd had so much going on before this point, and I also had so much to actually prepare for the actual thing, that I don't think it really hit me what we'd just done until there was a moment where we got a band involved to play at the opening night. They're called Scraping the Barrel. They did such an amazing performance whilst we were actually there on the opening night. And yeah, I don't think it really occurred to me what we'd done and what we'd actually achieved until during one of their performances. I had a second to look around and actually take in A, all the work that we'd put up, B, the like 70 plus people who had come to kind of celebrate and see what we'd done, and all the people that I knew from different like parts of my life. And it was just such a beautiful moment, and yeah, it's just something that I'm gonna remember, I think, for a very, very long time.